Hello, this is a little summarizing video for the work we did for internal communications. Um, our team members are Kelly, Scarlett, David, Brick, and myself, Pamela, Araya. And for internal communications, we were supposed to create activities and tutorials and games to support interaction and communication once academic and social events are being held in this virtual world. So, uh, in order to support interaction, we created two areas to enhance that feeling of being somewhere in this virtual world. We created a tiki bar where after a presentation, you can go and hang out with a group of students or a group of friends and talk about the presentation. Um, you can also have activities like we gave activities of doing icebreakers in the pillars with the gazebo. Also using like different colored cups to have people select their own groups if you want to break a large group of people into smaller groups. Um, and also here in the Tiki Bar, we have set up ready-made activities and icebreakers for you that you can follow if you wish. Um, And also, we created the Malay Cafe Da Vinci, which is a theme coffee shop based on the artwork of Leonardo da Vinci. And it's another place more of like a lounge and hangout area. Um, and it also serves as a presentation place where you can sit down and talk about the presentations or maybe do some planning for other projects. There's a lot of sitting areas here, and um, there's carousels and with the Mona Lisa and other drawings by Leonardo da Vinci. And another activity that we came up with is, let's say you have a group of students that are in our history class, and how how could you come up, or we came up with a fun activity, which is playing the Da Vinci Jeopardy. And for example, let's say they choose Da Vinci, the Renaissance for 100. And the first question would be, or the first answer would be, he was the most popular Greek philosopher and men studied his writings in the Academy of Florence during the Renaissance. And obviously, his name would be Plato. And that's how you can have that interaction with students and make it sort of a game, but they're still learning important facts for their midterm or their quiz or whatever. And another idea that we had was from this place also do a type of scavenger hunt. We could hide different paintings all over the several islands, and you would have a list and some clues on where these paintings would be located, and you can go around um, the islands and get to know all the beautiful creations by all the different artists. Okay, so that's what we have done, and now for a brief little tutorial video on how to sign on to Kitely and the islands. You create a username and password, and you just log in, and it's gonna have you land on the Kitely Welcome Center. Well, it takes closer to 60 seconds than 90 seconds, but here it goes. Okay, so when you're here in this part, you can go ahead and use your map, and we are going to start on Marion Island, which is where the Tiki Bar is located. Oh, it's Marion, I think. Yep, Marion Island. We'll go ahead, and it's going to be closed for now. We'll just wait a few seconds, and it should transport us, hopefully, pretty soon. So once you land on Marion Island, and for example, right now it's nighttime, so you can go to World and do sun position and do midday so that you have a little bit of light to work with. And then you can use your functions and you can click this little flying mode right here, and that's the easiest, fastest way to get around the island. And you can go up a little bit and kind of look around, see where you want to go. Let me see. Here's the tiki bar. Okay. So once you reach your destination, you can stop flying and drop out of the sky. Okay. So here's a tiki bar. And like you see, there's a lot of ambience and it feels like a lounge and very relaxing. You can select a chair and left click it and then do sit here. Oh, where did I sit there? Sit here. You can sit in a chair and then you can zoom in and you can talk to your buddy or your student or your colleague and plan or talk about presentations or future projects. You can sit by the lounge here by the fireplace and relax, look at the fireplace and talk some more about upcoming projects. And here's the, you can stand and walk to the gazebo where I had that image before of having the pillars numbered and having, for a nice icebreaker, each person can select a number without knowing what the questions are. And then once all the people have picked their numbers, then the questions are assigned and they have they can answer them. And they're usually, silly questions that are supposed to break the ice and get everyone to get to know better, get everyone to get to know each other better. Okay, so once you've been here to the Tiki bar, then you can select your map again and you can go to Marion Test, which is where the Cafe Da Vinci is. And then you can double click on Marion Test and it's offline. So we'll wait a second here. Okay, so once you land on Marion Test, it's nighttime again. So let me change that to midday. Okay, and I usually land on this carousel, which is fun. And let's see, we can choose our flying mode. And let me get a little higher because I always get lost. And I think. Yeah, should it be right here? Or not? There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna stop flying and show you around this area. I am really interested in anything that's interactive and fun like and kid like. So I love the carousels and anything that you can find that you can entertain yourself and be like a fun experience. So I tried to use these elements and apply the Leonardo da Vinci's artwork and images that seemed vintagey and of the era. So that's why I did these two carousels over here. So here's the first sitting area. And here's where we would have the Da Vinci Jeopardy over here. So you can have a group of people stand here and, you can change these to be your own questions for your own class, or use these, which I would be uploading later. If you're doing like an art history course or Renaissance course or a Renaissance unit in your course anyway. And you can come here and you can sit on the carousel and it's not moving yet because I haven't figured out how to make it move, but it should be moving pretty soon. If you turn around here, you can see there's more sitting area over here where you can have a good view of everything else around you. Okay, there's like where the little coffee shop is. And if you want to create something, you simply go ahead and look through your objects. And let's say I want to put another bench there. So you go to your object, you drag it and put it onto the place where you want it to go. And then you go click on it and you edit and you push it back. Push it back, push it to the side, and then I usually go to object and rotate. And oh, that's the wrong rotation. Is this one it? Yep, okay. Oh, that's the wrong side. There we go. So you rotate it until it's where you would like it to be. And that looks pretty good. That's another sitting area here. Okay. And then you push on these to bring it down to the floor to make it feel like it's really sitting there. Okay, so we have the cafe area where you can order your coffee and your croissants. It looks like we have a cappuccino machine. We have creamers and all these different yummy stuff you can eat here. You can have a seat at the table. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, let's not sit there for now until we fix that. We can sit here on this couch and we can observe, lessons and presentations here. I picked this information because I thought it was interesting. Michael Norton, a professor in Harvard's Business School, led a study in which 221 people were grouped in small teams and were assigned to run around the campus doing a sort of scavenger hunt. The one group completed an icebreaker for 45 minutes, and the other group only read some kind of handout. So what he found was that when the scavenger hunt was finished, the group that had executed the pre-hunt ritual, or the icebreaker, had outscored the group that had only read the handout. And they also reported liking each other more just because they had interacted with each other. So I think this is where activities are important in these events, not just learning, which is also important, and listening to speakers and everything, but also interacting with each other and in activities that also teach you things like the Jeopardy or the answer those silly questions or the icebreakers in the Tiki Lunch. So that's what we have for internal communications. And I hope you enjoyed our videos and our creations, and have a great day. Thanks.